It's no secret that Avowed was one of my least liked games in recent memory. It even took out my Worst Game of 2025 award. No easy feat considering Persona 5 Phantom X contorted my favorite video game series into nothing short of a soulless husk. And yet, I was compelled to give Avowed another chance, with its first birthday fast approaching and the anniversary update promising to bring, well, stuff. I'm actually just a little over the halfway mark, so maybe I'm a little late in putting out an impressions video, but it just goes to show that I'm still unsure how to describe my experience thus far and how I'm feeling about Avowed overall. One thing I can be 100% sure of is that Avowed is certainly showing polish across the board. The stability issues that plagued my first attempt are more or less gone. I was able to play on epic settings with ray tracing enabled and still hit well above 60 frames per second. Even when getting caught in the middle of a gangbang, the frame rate barely took a hit, and that's impressive. Now that being said, Avowed suffers from persistent critical stability problems, having crashed 4 times despite being nearly a year post-launch. Actually, that's fucking remarkable, really, that's amazing. The visual fidelity has also decided to show up. Avowed never looked bad, even I couldn't say otherwise, but now it's stunning. Not the character models though, they're still garish, nothing can save them. But the scenery and the locales, particularly in the starting area, are beautiful. Actually, really, that's only in the starting area. Obsidian have finally entered their final form as a game dev team that's all about foreplay. Even with that backhanded compliment, the vistas that make up the living lands for the most part are really stunning. Perhaps the biggest improvement to Avowed is the combat. And if you thought my last positive note had a sour finish to the palate, hold your breath for what I'm about to say. Combat is improved, undoubtedly, but I fear it's less about refined mechanical depth and more to do with my specific build. Previously in Avowed, I ran a melee build, and for my second set of equipment, a wand or a grimoire. My experience was nothing short of terrible. I would constantly die. Whenever I entered the thick of the action, every enemy within a kilometer radius would swarm over me like I was the new girl in school. I'd barely be able to attack back before I'd just die. Maybe that's why they gave your character the ability to resurrect once during combat, and only combat. Even though I can revive myself if I take a sword to the face. If I fall off a cliff, my powers of necromancy are taking the afternoon off. I digress. The combat flow is still clunky at times. Healing is still painful because enemy attacks interrupt the animation. But this time, playing with dual pistols and a rifle has proven to be the right combination. I can sit back and pop off a few shots, leaving my party members to mostly absorb the melee blows. Rubber banding is still a massive issue. Having a boss slide from one side of the arena to the other just to attack me never failed to extract an audible groan. Companions are still just, well, they're terrible. They've got nothing interesting to say. Not that you'd be able to fix that in a year, it would take an entire team to remodel a core pillar of the game. Obsidian is too busy pumping out a game every 2 years to satisfy Daddy Microsoft. XP continues to be handed out like it's rations during wartime, and the story, well, to say I'm uninterested is an understatement. I don't want to go too deep into it, but needless to say, I don't think I'm wrong in guessing where the narrative is heading. The real question is, am I having fun with Avowed, a game that I completely gave up on a year ago? The short answer is yes, I'm having fun, but there's a catch. Do I care about the living lands? Not really. Do I want to see how everything plays out? Yeah, kind of. I really do want to give Avowed a fair shot, and I'm glad I decided to go with a ranged build, something I don't normally do for RPGs or RPG lights. I doubt if I stuck to a Spellblade approach I'd even be making this video. Like I said, overall, I'm positive with Avowed in 2026. And that's it for this impressions video. I am hoping to have this review out just in time for the anniversary edition, which I'll jump into for a little bit on a live stream. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. It really means a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.